Back for Blood is the new, much anticipated co op zombie killing title from Turtle Rock Studios and Warner Brothers, and is the spiritual successor to the wonderful Left 4 Dead series, whose last release was well over a decade ago in 2009, yet is still alive thanks to a vibrant modding community on the PC. This game features several play types, including a limited single player playthrough, co op campaign, which is what I mainly played, PvP, and a survivability mode with quick upgrades to help push through waves of zombies. The gameplay is your standard zombie first person shooter with plenty of guns, guts, and bloods to fulfill anyone's zombie horde murdering fantasies. The campaign mode is broken down to 4 acts, with about 33 missions in total containing over 20 hours of base play, with the potential for much more, as I'll explain later. As I mentioned, the single player mode does exist if you want a quick playthrough with bots as your teammates, but its progression system does not transfer over to co-op, so keep that in mind and more on those bots later. Where Back 4 Blood differentiates itself from its spiritual successor, Left 4 Dead, is through the use of game cards which provide different boosts to your character play and are quite varied. Many of the buffs you see in the initial run through can augment how much ammo you carry, increase your health, weapon, damage, healing, and stamina. Many also stack, so there's enough variation to keep some cool and unique builds going. In addition, there are some special cards that can be obtained by completing certain objectives, such as completing a level under a certain time, or just working your way through each level with an increased chance for better cards and buffs at higher difficulties, although I will likely never find out, and also more on that later. Similar to Left 4 Dead, you play in a 4-man squad, but if you do not have enough players or a player drops out, bots will fill that spot until another player is able to join you on the next level. And these bots leave a lot to be desired. They get stuck in weird places, will randomly run back to earlier parts of the map to shoot one non-aggroed mob, drop ammo like crazy early on for no apparent reason, and worst of all, will not res you if there's another mob that's standing nearby. And this is a zombie game, there's always another mob standing around. This means that you really need all 4 in the squad to be players to feel like a real game. Graphically, the game looks very good. It's not going to win any Graphics of the Year awards, but on my PC playing at 1440p on an NVIDIA 2080 at 120 frames a second, the game's atmosphere and overall aesthetic looked wonderful, and there was never any slowdown while exploding, sawing, or mowing down through 20 to 30 zombies on the screen at any time. The game makes very good use of lighting, especially in dark corridors where flashlights are needed. At times, the game can give off a survival horror feel with your limited field of vision in those settings. Now, if you like blood, then this is right up your alley. Meleeing zombies with a hatchet, a machete, or an axe will leave your character covered in blood. Even using shotguns and high-powered rifles at close range will result in blood being splattered all over your guns and all over yourself. It's pretty cool if you ask me. Speaking of weapons, there are a wide variety of general to run-of-the-mill first-person shooter weapons. Your standard submachine guns, shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, LMGs are all here. In addition, thrown weapons like grenades, Molotov cocktails, and other various explosives are all available from the beginning of the game. There are various attachments for each weapon to enhance its damage, control, and can add silencers to reduce attracting other zombies to your location. There are also other weapons and items throughout each level, which include explosive canisters, gas cans, barbed wire, the general run-of-the-mill stuff for zombie-type games. The zombies themselves leave a little to be desired as they become repetitive fairly quickly, and I have to be honest, there are no Left 4 Dead unique zombie-type behaviors or callouts by your teammates. It's more subdued and homogenized. Not to say that they're all the same, they're not. It's just not quite the level of the previous titles that Back 4 Blood is envisioned after. You have some boomers type characters which explode green slime that burns on contact, big armed zombies that use their huge appendage to clobber you into submission, and the ever annoying grapplers who bear hug and attempt to drag you all off, all while doing ticking dot damage so long as you're in their grasp, and you need your teammates to get out. Many of the harder zombies have weak spots to help take them out a bit faster, which makes taking them out a little more interesting and prevents the bullet sponge feeling. Which I'm happy to say, outside of bosses, there's little of that bullet sponge, 2 clips into the enemy and they're still alive feeling. The guns, explosions, and enemy sounds in the game are quite good, but don't expect Battlefield 1 type of gun sounds. Not quite to that level while you're playing with headphones, but I was impressed. Sounds like enemies kicking the doors, busting through steel busting through walls, the sound of burning zombies from Molotov cocktails still adds to the overall fun of the game. The level design works well, but does get a bit repetitive due to transversing and backtracking through the same zones over and over. Even new zones seem to have a similar feel to areas you're already in. While this is a smaller negative, it didn't deter me from wanting to play the game, and it was exciting to see what was coming next. I do like the parkour style areas that allow you to get above the fray, so to speak, but you're never really safe as zombies have no issues getting to you from any height. What did deter me a little was the difficulty of the game itself, at least in the beginning, and in the beginning it did deter some of the people I was playing with, as it was hard to keep a group together given how many people were dying and getting frustrated. That is, until I understood what type of game I was playing. No one told me this was essentially a roguelike sort of game. Sort of a roguelike-like? Let me explain. When starting the game with base weapons, starter cards from the card system, your 4-man group is underpowered and under-equipped on many occasions to handle the huge numbers of enemies that are going to come out your way and from every direction. In fact, I had to recheck the difficulty I was playing on, as I swore I must have selected a hard or nightmare setting, but no, I was on Rookie. Rookie, the easiest setting. Anyone with first-person shooter or zombie game experience would all assume the next level up, which is Veteran, would be the way to go and to start, but let me warn you, this is not your average first-person shooter zombie game. Also, this game punishes you for employing tactics like flanking, separating into two teams of two. It really forces you to stay together as a group. There is really only one way to play this game at this time, and that is to be grouped together with each player using a different style of weapon to ensure that you got all your bases covered. I've just mentioned those cards. Well, you actually need those power-ups to play at higher levels, and the levels are designed to be replayed over and over again. Sort of like Remnant from the Ashes, but instead of unlocking powerful weapons, as they are available essentially from the start, you're looking to unlock more cards and unlock supply lines via supply crates that are received at the end of each level. So what are supply lines? Well, it's another system to upgrade your character's base attributes, unlock weapons, skins, etc., each with their own crate costs and their own category. When combined with the card system, the game starts to give an impression that Back 4 Blood is really a roguelike first-person shooter whose levels are meant to be played over and over again at higher difficulties to push through to the end. This means that the lowest difficulty level of Rookie is still quite hard for most players and may even turn off some players who are less experienced in first-person shooters, mainly due to the limited counters for dealing with what the game gives you. And what does it give you? Huge swarms of zombies. Massive swarms filled with run-of-the-mill zombies, special zombies that require special attention to take down. In fact, there are times in the first act of the game that your squad will encounter this situation, sometimes without warning, and can feel like an impossible mission. And no, this is not a boss fight, this is just a standard level on the lowest difficulty. Also, bandages and health packs barely heal, pain pills are temporary, and overall it gives the impression that something is off, which it isn't, but the game does a poor job of explaining what is happening. See, you need those supply lines, the unlocks to improve your stamina, health, aim, movement, etc. Crates unlock along with cards, so augmenting how much health packs heal, ammo, how much you can carry, how many explosive like grenades you can hold, on, are vital. You will soon realize you have to have these unlocks to make the game enjoyable. Not just you, but your entire squad. After playing for 2 hours, I could get nearly all of my health back using a health pack, but if I used that pack on someone else who had not unlocked augmentations to health, then they would get the same awful healing you start with, as my unlocks do not benefit my squad mates. This honestly left me with the feeling that I shouldn't bother healing my squad, as I don't want to waste resources, and would be better off to let them fall and quote res them instead. This means grouping with people is a roll of the dice as to how capable your group is at completing the level, even on Rookie. Honestly, I see a tuning adjustment coming in the future. As it stands now, the difficulty and the need to grind immediately out of the box may turn off casual players, which honestly is the core audience of a first-person shooter zombie game. Now, once you have cards unlocked, then you're able to make custom decks a la Magic or Hearthstone, so again, there's a lot of variation to be had. It just feels like playing on rookie or even veteran should not require a decent set just to get through the first playthrough without dying constantly, causing people to leave your group. Now, as far as PvP goes, I actually had a difficult time getting into a match. I played the game very early on, right on release, so I didn't get a chance to spend that much time in that. I may make a separate review just for the PvP portion, so I'm really only talking about the single player portion in this review. Overall, I had a good time playing the game. When I had others to play with, the action is fun, fast paced, great looking, does have replayability for those willing to put the time in. It does feel a little repetitive after a few hours due to the level design and limited zombie variation, and the game is tuned too damn hard for rookie, which may push fans away, but again, if you hang in there, get some upgrades, the challenge becomes more enjoyable. In its current state, I would recommend buying only if you got a few mates to play through with and can upgrade together, or if you just love zombies splattered all over your AK. But if you're more casual or plan to play alone, you might want to wait until the price comes down some, or there's some tuning changes implemented. So time for a little feedback on your part. Have you played Back 4 Blood? Did you find it difficult as well? Did you have trouble keeping groups? Do you think I just suck and need to get good? Let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to see more content. Hey, thanks for watching. And this is my first game review, so I had a good time with it. I'm out. Peace.
Guns dry. Gotta reload. I got you, Holly.
Watch where you're shooting!
Thanks. Patching myself up.
This much blood.
Ugh, I'm covered in this shit.
Please! Can someone help me?
That couldn't have ended soon enough.
I got you, hon.
Thanks.
I got you.
Anyone reading me? Need to reload!
Gotta reload! And that's what you get!
Pew, motherfuckers!
Hustle up.
Almost out.
I hope there's no mold. It really fucks with my allergies.
Anyone got an idea of what type of ungodly shit is going on now?
Today's my lucky day. Which is good
Ding
because it's
ding,
been a
we
shitty
got a
week.
winner. First aid cabinet.